We truly appreciate it. This is a Feel Good Friday, September the 23rd, 2022. Welcome to Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. That's with Miss Miko and Cindy J. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right, guys. The chat room is wide open, or please call in 570-982-6950. Broadcasting live on iHeartRadio, radio.com. God bless you guys. Distributed by Comedy World Network. Thank you guys for everything that you do over there. We're on YouTube as well, so if you go over there, if you're not on social media, go to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team YouTube page. Like and subscribe to the page, and you get notified when we go live. God bless you guys on a Feel Good Friday. Like my mother always say, thank God for Jesus. We weren't late. We were working in here on the show. So I've been here for over an hour. So everything is all good. Cindy's been here over an hour. Miko's here. We're fine. Thank God. You can Google the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. All the links come up. We're on all social media platforms. Go to Facebook and join our group, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team group. Thank God for Jesus. This is where you get your morning love. But most importantly, it's the only place on earth to get your morning started right. Cindy J, God bless you. Good to see you. Good morning. And how are you?
Good morning, Shawn. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. So good to be here. I want to let you guys know that we are going to have Sunny Says, where I will let you know everything that's going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We also are going to have Front Page News with Sunny J, where I will let you know what's going on locally and nationally. So make sure you stick around for that. Morning, Miss Miko.
Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Shawn. Good morning to all of our listeners. It feels really good to be here with you guys today on this Feels Good Friday. It's your girl, Miss Miko, and we have a great show for you today. I will be bringing you my new segment, Silly Crime That Will Cost You Time, so you want to stick around for that. But first, let's get started with the weather. Today in Bethlehem, PA, it is 44 degrees, going to the high of 61. It's partly sunny, and it's extremely windy. Oh my God, guys, the breeze is crazy out there. New York City, where you at? It's 49 degrees, going to a high of 63. It's going to be sunny, and it's going to be a crisp fall air in the air. So you're going to want to stick around and find out what else we have going on. But first, I'm going to throw it back over to Shawn, but you want to stay with us, the only place on earth where you get your morning started, right?
You're damn right it's the only place. Thank you, Miss Miko. Thank you, CJ. You're damn right it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. See, before we get into the show, God bless you. Good to see both of you guys. And please like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. We truly appreciate you. Cindy, before we start, I want to say the first thing I want to say is, guys, we were here. We're working behind the scenes on the show, and that's why we started late. And we got some connection issues that we're fixing, and it's all good. So we're here for you guys. Thank God. And it was weird when I walked in. I was here talking to Rome and talking to Crystal, and we're doing things to make this show great, guys. And it was about 6:30, 6:40. The lights are out. Miss Miko, there's nobody here. I'm in the building by myself, just me and Jesus. And Miss Miko, out of nowhere, Cindy J appears. It was almost like an immaculate conception. She appeared through the door, and I was talking to Rome. And I said, in mid-conversation, the show might be delayed. We got to fix this. Cindy yells out, delayed? But at the same time, I'm like, did you stay here last night? Because I didn't hear a door, Ms. Miko, I didn't hear a door open. I didn't see a walk by. I didn't see a drive by.
She appeared.
She came from the opposite direction. Exactly. I'm sitting here looking at the door angle. She comes and walks right into the office area.
Exactly. Was you scared, Shawn? Did you get scared?
I wasn't scared, but I was like, I looked to see if there was any crust in the eyeballs. Cindy, did you stay here last night?
I did not stay here. I came right in the door and opened it and everything. I was actually like a creeper. I was standing at the window because we have like a window here that you can see in the studio before you actually come in the door.
Right.
And I'm looking at you and I can just see the top of your head and I see you talking. And I'm like, dang, Miko here already?
Miko.
So, yeah, because I thought you were talking to her. And then I come in and I don't see her here. And I'm like, oh my God, he's like really talking to himself in here. And then I don't even think you realized I was here. And then I put my stuff down. And that's when I came in. And that's when I heard you say that. And I said that. And then I came in.
See, but Miko, before
I peeped your whole situation.
I hear that, but
You are so funny.
you are the worst. But Miko, I'm the type when Cindy's in here doing whatever weirdness she is, like when I'm here, because sometimes she's way here before I'm here. Miss Miko, you got to see. You haven't seen this yet, but you will down the road. When I come here and Cindy's here before me and it's dark, when I open up the door, I go, hello, it's me, Shawn. Hello.
He makes such a spectacle.
Cindy, I'm here.
Because I'm usually here, but I have my headphones
Cindy,
in.
what does he
Hello?
think you're doing in here? What do you think she's doing?
No, my whole thing is, like, that's really creepy. You see, like, okay, I didn't see her.
You got to announce yourself when you walk
But
in
she
the door?
comes through. She stops. She looks at me. She thinks I'm talking to you. I'm talking on the phone with Rome.
Uh-huh.
But she's not. This is a office. Guys, if you've never been here, it's an office building. There's a lot of offices in here. It's dark here.
Right.
We locked the door. Say something. I'm 57 years old. Don't startle me. And don't come in. She says she walked through that door, but I see her come from the opposite direction. I don't hear any noise. And she just starts a conversation. I look up. I'm like, oh, my God. Say something.
Cindy, where you was coming from, girl?
No, I was coming in.
But are you weird like that? Like if you're
Why
around
do I have to announce myself? You're going to see me when I come in. You were on the phone. What am I going to say?
like, good morning, Shawn. Like anything, but Cindy, do you?
Stop being scary, bro.
I'm not being. Cindy, but do you
Stop
do
being
that?
scary.
But Cindy, do you But Cindy, do you enter rooms
No,
and
I
not
don't.
say anything to people?
Yes.
I don't like
that.
Until I like make eye contact or something, like I don't, I just didn't. I felt like you knew I came in.
No, but Cindy, you do like Miss Miko. Say if I was in this office doing something inappropriate. Cindy would.
I hope you're
Cindy
not.
would.
Yeah, what
no,
would you be
listen,
doing
now
in the
hear me out.
office, Shawn?
Hear me out. If I was doing something inappropriate in here, right? Cindy's the type of person now to walk by and go, "Hey, how you doing?" and keep walking.
Yeah.
Cindy, you gotta say something.
I told you I seen you talking to yourself. I was like, oh my God.
Well,
Shawn is really losing it.
I was like, maybe he's practicing a joke.
yeah, but Cindy, even if that's the case, say if I was talking, say something.
I didn't want to say anything. I did say something.
You didn't say anything
I
until
said
you jumped into
delay the show. That's what I said. I said
Delay the
something.
show.
Delay the show because I was like, I could have been in my bed.
Yeah. But Miss Miko,
send a text.
But she's saying that while I'm in conversation with somebody else. Again, Miss Miko, if you were sitting here by yourself,
Not Banana said it's creepy in that hallway for sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Banana, not you, not you throwing shade on the studio.
I just say that in any kind of situation, you should, Miss Miko, you should announce yourself. Obviously she didn't. I didn't know that she was here.
Please.
All right, whatever.
Yeah,
Please, no.
Just be aware, bro.
Right.
Keep your
You
head
from
on
New
a
York,
swivel.
right?
You
Exactly.
from the BX. Anything's liable to go
You
down.
gotta feel the energy.
He feel like he in the Lehigh Valley. He can let his guard down. Nah. I'm gonna remind you. Nah. Be on point.
All right.
Be on point.
All
Because
right.
Sunny J coming through. Anything's liable to happen. The police can come in here any moment.
Ginger Snap says, Shawn, if you're doing something inappropriate, she doesn't want you to lose focus or interrupt.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you finish, fam.
And also,
Don't worry, I'm not a recorder. I'm not one of those.
I don't. But I think you
Actually,
really are
sometimes
a
I do,
creeper.
but I don't post.
You are someone that will look and observe and act like
And
you
keep
ain't
it
see
moving.
nothing. Like you
Keep it
one of
moving.
those. I don't
And keep
like
it pushing.
that.
And keep it
I
pushing.
don't
That's
like
right.
it. And
I'm
then
gonna forget. I smoke a lot. I'll forget. It's okay. Give me 30 days. I'll forget that. I'll forget that even happened.
And then
Don't worry
now,
about
you know, with yesterday, Miko was talking about it the other day. I think it was yesterday. It was the first day of autumn or fall.
Yes.
And already the time is changing and the sun is coming out, you know, later in the morning. So it's dark. All right, enough of that. And then before we go into our person, I want to thank everybody who came out last night, Cindy.
Who came out last night?
Cindy.
Did Shawn have a show and not tell anyone?
He sure did.
Sure did.
How do you work?
No, I didn't.
Do people actually come to see you, or it's just like, oh, hey, Shawn's gonna be here?
Yes.
Like, how do people know to follow you, bro?
Listen,
You put out your flyers.
I put the
day
flyers out,
before
and I keep forgetting.
What about the flyers that you're on for other people?
Yeah, I know.
We
and
know
I
you're
have
like a pseudo producer and all this other stuff. Like,
there's a liability with that, and I need to work on it. No question
Shawn,
about
let
it.
us know where you're gonna be
And I knew that this show was going down on yesterday, and I posted it once, and I didn't really get into the whole promotion part of this show, right? And you're right. And
Put
that's
a one
something
in the chat room if you'd like some promotion to see comedian Shawn.
Oh, we got
Harvey.
some promotion. I
For
talk it
real,
every day.
He's funny for real.
Where was the show yesterday, Shawn?
Now, yeah, right, exactly. Like, so I go.
After it happened.
Ms.
us
Miko, first
about
of all, I run to the Bronx because that's one thing I love about doing shows in New York. I got to run over to my beloved mother, check on her, and all the things that she need. And my mother, she's oblivious to the traffic, how to get to New York, all the things that I, to go through to get there. That doesn't matter. She wants all stuff from the store and whatever. Did that. I go, after I do that, Ms. Miko, I run before we get into our first story. Welcome, guys. Only place on earth where you get your moist. All right. I go down to this club. The name of the club was Cecil's, right? Mm-hmm. It's a famous club down in Harlem on 118th Street. Play jazz music. Grown folks in there. There's really not no kids in there like that. No young folks. Not too many young folks, Miss Miko. Mm-hmm. Not like like a Friday night at the Indigo Lounge. Not like that.
Mm-hmm. Shut up, Shawn.
That's where you need to be.
right. And I walk in. Miss Miko, the place is packed. Right? Mm-hmm. And I did a double take, and I swear I thought I saw LaShawn Haynes Jones and Dara Jackson.
LaShawn Haynes Jones, y'all and Dara, you're in the chat room. Were you there last night at Cecil's in the Bronx?
No, but I know Cecil's in Manhattan in Harlem.
Cecil's in Harlem?
No, but Miss Miko, I walk in. I glanced to the crowd. Sometimes you just look in and see what's going on. Because we're on the other side of the bar. And I said, is that LaShawn Haynes Jones and Derrick Jackson? Well, obviously turned out they were there.
Yeah, she said yes.
and then I didn't even know Deborah Leslie was sitting there.
Oh, okay. It was a party last night.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Well, you'll all see him on the 23rd. Or 27th. The 27th. Will
Vanessa Joy said LaShawn Haynes Jones be everywhere.
LaShawn
be outside.
Word,
LaShawn, name everybody from the chat room that was there last night.
What is wrong with you?
Name everybody that was there in the chat room. And Cindy, here's what made it so bad. The place was awesome. The show was great. And our beloved chat room members are there, Cindy.
Right.
And Miss Miko, I had to leave.
Why'd you have to leave?
After I got off the stage, knowing that my beloved family members are there. And in this place that was awesome. Who was there, LaShawn?
Amir Sealy said the whole morning crew was there.
Who was there? Name them all. Miss Miko, I leave this grown-ass spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miss Sealy was there. A bunch of us there, right? And
Wendy Gonzalez was there. Wow, Wendy.
Let's clap for Wendy.
Hey, girl.
Wendy, Cindy showed me so much love last night.
Did she?
A little extra love, too.
Oh, okay.
Wendy was like, Shawn, I love you. I said, I love you, too. She said, Mother Harvey calls me and I talk and I love your mother. And she's like, I want to go to your mother's house. But I feel like, she goes, I feel like it's not, I shouldn't go there. I said, well, Wendy, you can go to my mother's house. No problem. But Cindy, let me go. She said, Shawn, I live right down the block. I said, yeah, you talk to my mother. It's all good. Remember back in the day when I introduced Wendy to my moms because Wendy lived down the block. And I said, Wendy, I'll tell you what. One day you and I go together. So you can meet and you can go into my mom's house. No big deal. She's like, Shawn, would you do that? I said, yeah. But I said, Wendy, it's no problem. My mother, they talk to each other. Wendy Gonzalez and Mother Harvey talks to each other.
They're friends.
I said, Wendy, go to my mother's house.
Not go to my mom.
But prior to, Cindy, you know what's funny? Let me just go back to the comedy real quick before we go to the show. The show is rocking. The comedians are funny. I think I was the last one or the next to the last one because we had to go. Talent calls me on stage, right? Miss Miko. I go to the stage. Miss Miko, I am not making this up. Wendy Gonzalez literally jumps on the stage with me.
Okay, Wendy.
And City, she literally embraces me, which it was all love. It's all love because that's what we do. But the crowd is like,
what's going on?
So I jokingly yell out, "Yo, my baby mother's here." You know, she saw me. She saw me on the flyer. You know, like something. I said something like that, and it was just an incredible moment.
Not an incredible moment,
but it was an incredible moment for all of us. I mean, just to see that we took pictures. I don't know what, but here's the sad part about it, Cindy. I had to leave.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it. I had to go. Because I had talent that had me on another job in Queens. Dang. In the back of Queens somewhere, Miss Miko.
Back of Queens.
At a Jamaican spot where nobody gave a damn about the comedy show.
Right. Right.
They were smoking. These were young folks. And they, oh my God. Miss Miko, I haven't been around the young baddies in a minute.
Oh my gosh. The baddies was out.
Cindy, the baddies went from maybe 25 to 30 years old. There was not a person. I was the oldest person in there. Right. Me and Freddie Ricks, the host, and my man from Queens, the old school dude. Yeah. City.
You said, looky here.
They didn't give a damn about what she was talking about.
Yeah, they were smoking hookah. They didn't give a damn about Freddie. They didn't give a damn about the other comedian. They didn't give a damn about the other comedian. And then I got up there, and they sure didn't give a damn about me. So it was,
they didn't give a damn.
And City. I have Miss Miko. I haven't seen 30-year-old baddies in a minute.
Oh my gosh, Shawn. Oh my God.
And then I'm on stage. The young guys. God bless these young guys, man. They are destroying the baddies.
They're destroying the baddies.
and that's what I started talking about. Cindy, the young guys and the baddies, and they were smoking the hook. Yo, Cindy, I went from one environment. I went from Def Jam, BET, Showtime at the Apollo, right? To the ultimate extreme. Cindy, you would have loved this place.
What was the name of it?
It was named the funny name. The name of the place is Truth.
Truth.
Okay.
Where the baddies hang out.
Okay, Truth.
That's the name of the thing on.
It was in Merrick Boulevard in Queens.
Okay.
And Cindy, by the time the comedy show's over, now my man K Swift is the DJ. He's a old school DJ. He's a great DJ. Play that feel good music for our grown folks, right? He looks at me now. At this time, Cindy, it's almost 1 o'clock. I didn't go to sleep. I slept for 90 minutes last night. I didn't get home till almost 3 o'clock in the morning. See, because we left the club, and then I was a comedian was with me, and then I had to drop him off in Elizabeth. Then come on.
You always gotta do a drop off.
Always drop off. Cindy. The DJ, who I love to death, Mr. Miko, he goes, I'm waiting for the other DJ. Because I'm looking at him. I know his skill set is unbelievable, Miss Miko. I know he can handle any crowd. But I'm like, these are some young West Indian baddies and young guys. What kind of music? Does he know what to play?
Right.
Miss Miko, why this tall guy comes in? Typical... not stereotype anyway. Typical West Indian kind of guy.
Sounds stereotypical to me. Go ahead.
He had on a Gucci shirt, some Louis Vuitton bag, big belt, big one Gucci shoe, one Louis on the side. City, he was the DJ. City, he gets up there. Burn the up.
And they lost their mind.
Play one song.
They lost their mind.
The baddies got up.
Lost their mind.
Baddies was shaking their ass. I said, what the hell? And I got out of there. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. We appreciate you. Sydney, let's go on. Sydney, you got to go. Sydney, this is a spot for you.
Okay. Well, the next time I'm in the back of Queens.
The back of Queens.
Called Truth.
It's called Truth.
I'll hit up with Truth.
But I would rather be at where I was at the first place, at Cecil's.
Cecil sound like an old school spot.
Cecil sound like a
I'm
place.
going on down to Mr.
You're gonna
Cecil's.
go.
Yeah.
If one of my girls was like, "Oh, we gonna head out to Cecil's," I'll be like, "Ooh, is that your new sugar daddy?"
Oh, you said
Does he have a place? He has a place for all of us? Because I'm down.
Right.
You got a friend? No, not if they were like, no, it's a club, lounge, whatever. Like, no.
Oh, that's horrible to say, Cindy.
I just
All right. Well,
saying,
welcome to the
but
show, guys.
shout out
The only
to
place
Cecil.
on earth where you
Sure,
get
it's
you.
great.
I'd rather been at Cecil where they had like the hot wings.
They didn't have food at True.
No, they had hookah at they had hookah and Hennessy at Truth and Young Daddies.
Hookah and Hennessy.
And a lot of young vagina in that mother. That was at Truth.
I have to go there.
Crazy.
I know. I'm looking for after spots
Whoa.
for Thursday.
But woo.
Woo.
Got out of there. All right, Cindy. Me and Freddie Ricks walked our old asses right out of there. Can't compete with them young bulls. I looked at the young bulls and I was like, "Good night, young man. Good night, young man. Good night, young man." They was like, "Yo, Unc, man, get out of here." You got a certain point.
What did Vanetta say in the chat room? She on one today.
What?
No, I think she was talking to me. She's
Yeah,
like,
young bulls, man.
You
Look.
just stereotype.
Young bulls, man.
Vanetta wouldn't go to Cecil's either.
She don't want to. No, Cecil's was dope. It was like grown folks in there. It was just a good look.
Just a different
Dope
demographic.
vibes,
Just a
man.
different demographic for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
All right, well, let's start. Let's clap. Come on, guys. Let's, God bless.
woo, have a good time.
Cindy, what's going on?
What's going on is, I don't know how to say his name. Ime Udoka. He is on fire. Black Twitter is setting him aflame. Love Jones was trending yesterday. Nia Long was trending yesterday.
That's a shame.
After it was leaked, people are trying to find out who leaked this. That he was having, a consensual affair. I keep seeing that
What
everywhere.
is a consensual affair?
An affair is consensual. I don't
Right.
I don't think anybody thought he was raping anyone.
right.
Well, because they were saying, it was inappropriate because it was he's the head coach of the Boston Celtics, and it was with a Celtics staff member.
Did they identify the staff member?
Yeah,
What does she
her
look like?
picture has been floating around. I have the picture, and just bear
I would
with
love
me
to see her.
1 second. I do have the story for you as well, because amid all of this, he has been suspended, it looks like, for 1 year, and it's making me pay for my story. Hold on for me 1
He's been
second.
suspended for a year.
Yes, they are going to look to suspend him for 1 year following this travesty. Hold on with me 1 second.
That's horrible.
Well, while you holding on before you get the story, this is a young man who was the coach of the Boston Celtics, Miss Miko, and not only that, last year was his first year coaching the Celtics until Cindy found the story, right? And in that first year, Miss Miko, they went to the NBA Finals.
Oh, wow.
So the coach that most coaches don't get to the finals on their first year. Some do. Like it's happened, but it's very rare. And I mean, they got their asses whipped by the Golden State Warriors. And on top of that, I have to say, because I'm comfortable with my sexuality, he's a good-looking young man.
Yeah, he's cute.
He's not the typical,
He's
like
45.
All right, guys, and you ready with this? You good?
Yeah, he's 45.
Okay.
They say they have suspended him. They made this decision last night for the 2022-23 season. They announced that the Celtics cited violations of team policies in their announcement. Adrian Wojnarowski, who is with the team, said that Udoka had an intimate relationship with a female member of the franchise's staff. The suspension is effective immediately, and a decision about his future with the organization will be made later. He said, I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down. I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision out of respect for everyone involved. I will have no further comment. Like Shawn said, he joined the Celtics last summer after spending time with the San Antonio Spurs, Philadelphia 76ers, and Brooklyn Nets as an assistant coach following his NBA playing career. He replaced Brad Stevens as coach. Stevens moved upstairs to be Boston's president of basketball operations after his predecessor in that job, Danny Ainge, chose to leave the organization. In his first season as coach, Udoka oversaw a remarkable turnaround in Boston, one that saw the Celtics go from being under I don't know this in sports term, but is from being under .500 in late January to closing the season with a 28-7 record over their final 35 games. They then authored an impressive run through the Eastern Conference playoffs, advancing to the NBA Finals for the first time in 12 years. He is the fifth coach in the past 25 years to reach the NBA Finals in his first season as a head coach, and the first since Nick Nurse in 2019. The Celtics have made assistant coach Joe Mazzulla the interim head coach. Udoka's top assistant coach, Will Hardy, left the team in June to become coach of the Utah Jazz.
Let me see the picture.
So a lot of, oh, you want to see his picture?
I want to see the girl.
Oh, the girl. So a lot of people, you know, I know Stephen A. Smith. What's that show he does?
First Take.
First Take. He had a very passionate opinion on this, basically saying that this is not something new that happens, especially in the sports world, especially with, I guess he would say, their white counterparts, Babylonian counterparts. And he thinks that this is nobody's business, and that, you know, this is a private matter, and it shouldn't have anything to do with the Celtics, and it shouldn't have been leaked in the first place. Who leaked it? You know, we don't know. She
probably leaked it.
So, I mean, do you think this is something that he should be getting suspended over?
No.
I don't know.
I don't.
I mean, I guess. I mean, if it is a policy not to be, you know, but I mean, why can't you have a relationship?
Matter. It's a personal family matter.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I mean, is it because is that considered fraternization because he's a head coach? Let me see what she does
wait
in
a
the
minute.
organization.
Okay, wait. Here we go. Miss Miko, God bless.
Because that's the bigger question. Is this a valid suspension?
Yeah, well, we might want to look it up. Miss Miko and Cindy J, God bless both of you in your liberal thoughts. And it streamlined into the same situation, Miss Miko, we talked about with the weatherman, who was nude and showing the penis on his gay sites.
Right.
But he has this tremendous responsibility as, you know, providing weather information.
It was leaked. It was what he did in his personal time. It
doesn't matter.
It does.
And a lot of these, Ms. Miko, a lot of these particular occupations have these clauses in the contract. You have to behave a certain way. If you don't, that's fine. But it's clearly he signed the paper that said you can't smash none of the females on the team. And because of the power of the vagina, and look how hard this man worked. He was assistant coach for everybody. He was being groomed. Danny Ainge, Miss Miko, famous basketball player. He used to be a starter point guard and off the bench for the Boston Celtics back in those Larry Bird days. Remember Larry Bird back in the days and all his little white buddies that was on the team? Well, Danny Ainge was one of them. And Danny Ainge will break your heart with that three-point shot, if y'all remember Danny Ainge from back in the day, right? They love him. He became the general manager of the team. He hired the guy Brad, right? And Boston went on a run back then, a few years back. And then he left. Brad took over. And Cindy, when you talk about the turnaround, what happened was the year before, Miss Miko, Boston Celtics was trash. They only won a few ball games. And then the next year, they won like 80% of their games with this new guy, with this newfound success with this guy. This guy worked so hard. What's his name again?
What?
The head coach that got suspended.
Ime Udoka?
Ime Udoka. He worked so hard. Pause. Being all these assistant coaches, and he's, this is a fraternity of coaches and former players. Everybody knows each other. Mr. Miko, everybody knows the rules. Okay? Harvey has slipped into unauthorized vagina his adult life.
Oh, Shawn.
It didn't cost me a job. I mean, it cost me more than a job, but I don't remember losing a job for falling into vagina. This guy fell into vagina knowing. Consensual, of course it was. Like Cindy said, it could have been, it's either that or rape.
Right.
But now, is he married or is he a single
He's
guy?
married to Nia Long, the actress.
He's married to the actress.
That's why it's
Nia
such a
Long.
big deal.
That's
I
why
thought Nia Long was commenting on. I didn't know.
That's
You didn't
his
say.
wife.
Yes.
Oh, see, now the plot thickens.
That's why everybody's dragging him, because they
Okay.
just feel like, how could you do this to her?
Because
Nobody's safe, ladies.
and nobody,
Yeah,
none of the ladies,
nobody's
you're not
safe.
safe because
It
These
don't
dudes
matter.
belong to the street.
there's bottomless vagina in these streets. I just said it last night at the Truth nightclub. Thousands of young vaginas. Harvey got the hell out of there. And that's where he failed. It was
Yep.
the power of the vagina.
Shawn, Lee Scott said that they didn't do anything to Phil Jackson when he was smashing Jenny Buss. I don't know who those people are.
Jenny Buss is different, bro. At that time, two things. Phil Jackson is a Babylonian. Okay? He's a Babylonian that's a legendary basketball player and head coach, CJ. Remember, Phil Jackson won all those chips with the Showtime, Magic Johnson. They won like 9 chips, 3 chips, 4 chips. They won like 18 chips. He was a New York Knick back in the day, won chips. Then
Okay, and who was Jenny Buss?
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, who's Jenny
And then-
Buss?
and then he
Sound like
went-
a porn star.
Hold on. And then he went to
Jenny Buss.
he went to Chicago
Okay.
and won all those chips with
Okay,
Mike.
he's a chip winner. Go
Now,
on
now
with the-
Jenny Buss is the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, she's a
got
boss.
money.
She
Okay.
until this day she owns the Los Angeles Lakers because her father passed away. You should see that HBO series Showtime about the Los Angeles Lakers when they drafted Magic Johnson. It's a very good series. So, but she was single.
Okay.
Phil was single. Phil was hot at the moment when Phil was Pat Riley before Pat Riley. He would come to the stadium city with the Flyers suits on. Everybody, he was the most eligible bachelor. He was winning. He had Magic Johnson. He had all these people.
So there was no
And-
infidelity.
Right. So Jenny, she's the owner of the team. She's paying him, and they started smashing.
Oh, she was the owner and he was the head coach.
Yeah, he was the head coach. Big difference.
I know, but that is still,
There's no violation there.
How is there not a violation? Well, unless the staffer.
The owner.
Well, still, because he's under her, so that's a little. Technically, but not really.
Right. But in this situation, the coach, what's the name again?
I think because she was the owner,
What's
you
the name?
can't really.
What's the name again? Do you
What's
got
the
it?
guy's name?
Ime Udoka. I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
Ime Udoka, you played yourself, bro.
And correction, they're not married. They're engaged. Nia
they've
Long
been.
and him.
And then that was another thing. People were like, "Oh, like validating his cheating." Because they haven't gotten married because Nia Long said in an interview that she didn't want to get married.
And they have a 10-year-old child together.
Yes. So they've been engaged seemingly, I guess, for the past 9 or 10 years.
That's crazy.
But at the end of the day, my thing is, look, he gave her the ring. I think he knew that she never wanted to get married, that she had no desire to be married, but she, whatever, gonna take the ring. You over here, you want to make a commitment to this woman, and then you gonna go cheat 10 years later? Like, what is that about?
I tell you,
I think that's the bigger problem.
I told you what that's about.
But it's good because now she can just walk away. She don't got to worry about splitting out with him, doing that crazy.
Yeah. Now, Nia
Unless she stay. You gonna stay, Nia? What's going on, girl?
I think Nia's staying.
Yo, stay, honey, stay.
I think she's staying. I don't think she's going nowhere.
Yeah. He was holding out, honey. I'm so sorry. But the whole thing is this.
I let my family down.
Yeah.
Sir, you don't give a damn.
Yeah, you don't give a damn.
About that damn family, sir.
Because
you've been this has been going on. I mean, it didn't really say, but it's been going on for a while. And the girl who they thought it was, the one girl, her picture was going around heavy, Allison Feaster, but they cleared her. Black Twitter had to relieve her from. She was getting slammed online.
So
Really?
who was it?
So who is it?
They don't know. They have theories and rolling around probable suspects.
It might have been
but
one of the trainers or somebody that worked in the office.
Nobody wants to be the butt of this backlash because at the end of the day, girl, you knew he was with Nia Long. So you know everybody's coming for you.
Right. Well, again, and I always say this, and we grapple with this all the time in this show. Everybody has a part to play in it. Except for Nia. Yeah, Nia, you got a part to play in this too. But
What?
Yeah, because you've been with this guy for 10 years, and it's been you didn't reach any type of crescendo. It's just
what are you talking about? They had a kid. That's
so
the biggest
what?
crescendo you can have.
No, they could go to a whole nother level. They could get married. They could do all that.
She
didn't want to do that.
She has no desire
So then,
to
if you don't want to get married, then there you go. Mia Long will never marry a man in her life after this. This trauma is gonna destroy her.
We have Shawn Williams and Tion Harmon saying it's not cheating if you're not married.
Oh.
Who said that?
Tion Harmon and Shawn Williams. If you're not married, it's not cheating. That's what Shawn said. And Tion said everybody's single till you get married.
Well, let me ask you something then, to both of you. How would you feel if you got cheated on?
Right. How would y'all feel if
How
you
would you
got cheated on?
feel? Has nothing to do with the status.
I guess they wouldn't feel any type of way.
It has nothing to do with the status of your relationship. How will you feel? Mm-hmm. That's different. You talking about it's not cheating unless you're married. What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense to me. How does it feel? Have y'all both been cheated on? How did you feel? Now back to this. Cindy. This man is a complete idiot. I'm sorry. Stephen A. Smith, who I love to death, man. I love this guy. He's very animated. He's very smart. He's a legendary sports broadcaster. A lot of people don't like him. Stephen A. Smith, I love you, bro. But this one here, you're reaching a little bit. It's the level of responsibility. Cindy, it goes back to the weather guy. There's clauses in your contract. They got moral clauses. Miss Miko, these guys got moral clauses in their contract. They can't pull their penis out. They can't mess around with the. They agreed to this. Mm-hmm. But bro, there was 7 other ways, and I'm not condoning this, Cindy J, but there were 7 other ways you could cheat on your relationship than this. You're that lazy. How much is he worth, Cindy J? You got to be worth millions of dollars, coach. You couldn't go into your pocket, get some money out, and buy some vagina that has nothing to connect you to the job? Right. Because if you would have did that and got caught, you wouldn't have got fired from your job. You'd have been embarrassed because you got busted from your relationship, but you wouldn't have got fired. You have the ways and means financially to do this. I'm not condoning it, but you were lazy. Mm-hmm. You sat there and you portrayed the whole team. You disappointed. How can you go to work? Cindy, Miss Migo, we got practice today. Here come the coach. Yo, stay away from his coaches over here. He's smashing everything that's moving.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Not smashing everything that's moving.
Cindy, smashing everything. He broke the trust.
Whose trust? The only person's trust he broke is Nia's.
No, he didn't.
He's still showing up for his team. He's still being a coach.
He's still doing his job.
He's still doing
right.
the
Miss
job.
Miko.
I agree.
Miss Miko, I'm a man. I'm all man, honey. 100%. If one of the men in the crew and we all working together smash the assistant and smash this and it's jeopardizing millions of dollars, I don't want this dude around, because if he's smashing the employee, he can smash anybody. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team, Miss Miko and Cindy J. Who's on the phone?
Good morning, Shawn. Good morning, Mr. Miko. Good morning, Cindy. This is Amir.
Hi, Amir.
How y'all guys doing this morning?
God bless.
First off, Cecil's was off the chain last night. We had an absolute blast. Sean, it was great to see you. It was great to see everybody else, or some of the other wonderful people who be in the chat in the morning. I just wanted to call in and chime on this real quick.
Go ahead.
Sometimes when you have a connection or affiliation to certain things, you have different perspective. In this particular case, yes, he wasn't supposed to smash or fraternize with somebody within the organization, but Stephen A. Smith does make a very valid point, just across the board. This happens all day, every day, in all kinds of walks of life. So let's not act like this is some isolated incident, whatever. People who tend to work together sometimes just based off of proximity, based off of spending time around each other. You share things about your family, share things about your life. Sometimes those things click in ways that nobody, sees them clicking, and things happen. I'm not condoning this because I don't want anybody to be on here like, man, it's condoning. I'm not condoning. What I'm saying though is we got to stop being so hard on each other, based off of things happening. Sometimes, when I think on a grander scale, a lot of times we forget that there are always other extenuating factors. I don't know Nia Long personally. I don't know the coach personally or anything like that. But obviously there's something going on even between the two of them that even allowed there to be this kind of separation. So that means either Nia's falling asleep on her end, or he's falling asleep on his end, or, they both falling asleep. But either way, obviously it's led to, what we're looking at right now. Now, we're going to drag people because that's just what we do now. It's great to cancel folks and do all kind of fun stuff because, again, that's what the climate calls for, and that's, how we perceive the world. But I want everybody to be mindful of this because when the story broke yesterday, somebody called me to ask me about it, and I didn't understand all the particulars of it until it was explained to me that, like you said, it was somebody within the organization. This isn't a league thing, which is interesting. This is actually a in-house thing. So I think the reason why the Boston Celtics supposedly are handling it this way is because, to a point, Sean has been making this a policy within their organization. The league could care less because, as some people have pointed out, there have been incidences with some of the players in the league formerly who have brought guns to the locker room. They got less time. There have been incidences where we all know of a player in particular who choked out a whole coach. He didn't get this much time. It's a season. I think that in theory, hopefully, what we'll see out of this, or what may come out of this, is the Boston Celtics have a horrible season and they realize how much they really need this man to, lead those gentlemen, and hopefully not all is forgiven, but, everybody can get back to their life, or they flourish, and he unfortunately may have to find another job. But either way, let's just not be so hard on each other because I'm sure there's other extenuating factors in this thing that most of us can't even begin to, fathom because we have our own wonderful things that we're trying to maneuver.
Amir.
It don't matter.
Amir.
Thank you, Amir.
Let's clap
Thank you
Amir
for
Silly.
that.
Amir.
Thank you for that, but it don't matter. You shouldn't.
Amir, no,
Now you
no,
get what
brother.
you get.
And Amir, I respect, and Cindy, I saw Amir last night. We embraced each other as a good look, and if Amir Silly is the type of man, if you don't like Amir Silly or you don't feel, he's the type of person. If you, Miss Miguel, Amir's the type of person. If you don't like a guy like him, there's definitely something wrong with you. Now, in saying that, Amir, you still there?
Yes.
Ms. Miko, it's unfortunate. This is a man whose brother was a NBA basketball player. May rest in peace, Malik Sealy. Amir's been around this culture, Ms. Miko.
Right.
And when I say that the Boston Celtics had a moral clause in the contract, he knew this. Amir, you've been around this life. You're right. I mean, there's folks have done worse and got less time. But he knew going in what the consequences would be from his actions. You can't, and on top of that, Amir, all head coaches on the NBA are on full alert right now. If you're smashing some of the assistants, stop now.
Break up right now.
Amir, he can't do this. He should get suspended for a year. You're right. We shouldn't come down on folks. But look at the dynamics here. Miss Cindy, I'm not throwing in the Mia Long thing, but Jesus Christ, it has nothing to do with status, Amir, but his fiance is one of our beloved actress in the urban circuit.
She's our girl.
We love Amir. We love her. We love her more than he does. But I'm saying the point is, like, don't jeopardize all this for the smash. And he has ways and means to get vagina.
I agree with you, Shawn, but like I said, you gotta. That's why I said you gotta look at this from a different perspective, because to the two great points that you just made. First and foremost, hopefully understanding the information that's in his contract and clauses that put him in any kind of jeopardy, or anybody for that matter, within their organization in jeopardy. And then to your point about the Nia Long piece, look, I had all these wonderful conversations yesterday with so many women just in general, because everybody was up in arms about this. Right. I think that we have to stop thinking this for whatever reason. This goes for men and women, whether you're in the league, whether you regular folks, whatever the case may be. Beauty and handsomeness do not stop you from getting cheated on. You don't get cheated on or not cheated on because you're beautiful or because that's not how that works.
That's true.
You get cheated on usually because there is a lack, one, probably of communication, but much more so is also just the fact that, and I want everybody to hear this because I had to, again, share this with a few people yesterday. Each and every one of the people who's listening on this line and all of y'all in the studio right now, you're constantly, if you haven't healed up, and y'all heard me say this a number of times on this show in particular, if you haven't healed up, do you know that you're still fighting with 9-year-old versions of yourselves, or 17 or 22? You know why? Because when you was 22 and you got rejected by Mike, Big Mike, from the neighborhood, and you thought you was the baddest thing in the neighborhood, but now at 53 or 52 or 45, you got the opportunity to smash somebody who makes Big Mike look like nothing. You're like, you know what? I'm going to show the younger version of myself that I was capable. So a lot of times people are fighting against things that they never healed up from, including all the wonderful stars that we all know and the wonderful regular people who are part of our lives. I bring that to the conversation because that's what I mean about really having to digest this and understand it. Because I think if the show started correctly, Shawn, you were talking about the wonderful people who we saw in Cecil's. And I know there was a disparaging difference between Cecil's and Truth last night, because I was in Cecil's.
Yeah.
You said you had everything from grandmothers to whatever in there, to those of us in our early 50s or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Look, I got the side eye a couple of times. I was like, look, Bobcat over there, Bobcat Sam, calm down.
Right.
You're over there doing too much. You got to bring levity to this, because that's what this all boils down to. We can't always take everything so serious. People get cheated on every day, B. That's for Senny J, because I know she likes to say fun stuff like that. People get cheated on every day, B. But it's not for those reasons. People get cheated on because, like I said, sometimes we find ourselves just connecting just by virtue of, again, being in the same space and sharing so much information about ourselves. Sometimes those connections happen. It doesn't make it right or wrong. I'm just saying, everybody stop acting like that doesn't happen, because we all technically been in and around it at some point, in our lives.
No question about it. So let's clap for Amir. He always making sense. Amir, if you was the general manager of the Boston Celtics, how would you handle this?
If I was the general manager of the Boston Celtics, and let me just add this to the mix. Personally, I think this has more to do. I hate to make things be a racial situation, but I do think this is more of a racial situation than anything else. Just me personally speaking. I'm not saying I know anything inside about it, but it seems to be it has more to do with that. Boston is one of many cities that still is quite racist when it comes to sports, when it comes to certain things. Now, does that mean that this man, like I said, shouldn't have some repercussions? Obviously, because there's a clause in the contract that says he shouldn't do that. Obviously, he should. I just don't think he should have been suspended for the entire season. I think you give him, maybe 50-something games or whatever the case may be. But the man just also did take your organization to the finals. And no matter what that may seem like to those of us who may not be in that position, when you are a head coach of a basketball team and you pull off what he pulled off, to, again, a point you made earlier in this conversation, first-year head coach, we saw what Steve Nash did. He had seemingly way better pieces to utilize on the basketball court. And and we saw the mess that the Brooklyn Nets were last year. So there should be some, given to him for having led those young men, in particular, especially last year, to a championship, regardless to whether or not they won, because as you pointed out, that's not something that happens very often. Heck, sometimes you never even get back to a championship. So, you got to keep the continuity to some degree for your organization, because those young men either believe in, what he's saying or what he's preaching, or, there's some other hocus pocus going on over there that we don't know anything.
All right, so Amir Sealy says, and I'll ask you, Miss Migo. Amir Sealy says 50 games, right? Now, Ms. Miko, there's 82 games in the season, so this is almost 3/4 of the season. He's recommending if Amir Sealy was the general manager of the team. And Amir, stay right there if you got a moment.
Sure.
Ms. Miko, if you was the general manager of the Boston Celtics, the first woman, African-American woman, general manager of the Boston Celtics, this is historic. You sort of like the young lady that's the New York State District Attorney. What's her name, Cindy, that's going after Trump? I forgot her name.
Lita James.
Lita James. Say that's who you are. Now, all this fall on your desk. Your head coach smashed the assistant. And you're a big fan of Nia Long. What's your...
See, you can't do that. You got to separate the personal from the business.
Okay, so what are you doing? Amir says 50 games.
I'm not suspending him. It's a personal matter. You work it out with your wife, and you come back and you make us win. That's it. I'm not suspending him.
Cindy, she's not... I'll finish this off, pause. Amir says 50 games. Miss Miko says status quo. And Cindy, you know what's funny about this? The basketball season didn't even start yet.
Dang. They like, hold on, before you even get started. Before you even get, how is this guy Joe Mazzulla? He's a assistant coach, so nobody knows what he's doing.
Right, he's an assistant coach. He's probably a well-respected guy that we don't know, we never heard of, but under the inner circles. Cindy, you're the first African-American woman general manager of all time. And you're the general manager of the Boston Celtics. Come on. Bill Russell, may rest in peace, just passed away. They won all these championships. Amir Sealy's right. Very racist town. I'm sorry, Boston, but it is true. A lot of folks, they have a winning tradition up there. They love that basketball. Cindy, you are the general manager of the Boston Celtics. Before I close this thing out, what are you doing?
Can I fine him? I'm gonna fine him $150,000.
No, Cindy, he's worth more than that, bro.
But that's what I'm fining him for, punitive damages for this break in contract that he did, and he can go on and play the rest of the game.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, it's Harvey's turn.
You're gonna pay
right?
the organization.
It's Harvey's turn, right?
For your travesties, and you're gonna have to have marital counseling.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Too much.
Okay, so now you're getting personal now. Okay.
Yeah.
Amir, you ready for Harvey?
And he has to break up with said girl. I want to know her name.
All right.
And they gotta break up.
Amir Sealy.
No more of this.
Amir Sealy.
You gonna fire her
ready?
too?
You ready?
She's gonna get fired.
Amir Sealy. I was supposed to say. Amir Sealy, you ready for this?
Yeah, go, Shawn.
Everybody's getting fired. The girl's done. She's out. She's got to go.
Done. She's done now.
She's finished. I don't want you nowhere around because, again, like I said yesterday, with Mothers Against, everybody's going to be at the front gate. Mothers Against women who have sex with married men or men engaged.
Right.
I don't need that problem.
Right.
She's done. Out.
Not she's done. Not she out of a job.
She's out of a job. She's done. She's
but he get to keep his.
I didn't finish yet.
Okay. Okay.
She's out of a job because she's opened up she opened up that vagina. She's done. The befitting fruit will not be in my locker room no more.
Okay.
What's the coach name again?
Ime Udoka.
Ime what?
Udoka.
Ime New Yorker, your ass out of here. You're nasty and you're done. I can't, hold on. I can't trust you, bro. The Boston Celtics, if I'm running things, is this tremendous brand. Only thing people are going to be thinking about if I allow you to coach the team is when you come on the court, they're going to think of you as this guy who's sitting there smashing everybody in the locker room.
People forget, Shawn. You know that. They're going to forget about it.
So you, my friend, are done. Yes, I agree. I'm gonna give you a 1-year suspension. You come back next. I'm gonna allow you. You can come back next year, bro, because you're gonna need a year to, maybe you might have to go to Mount Fuji or do some yoga, or whatever you want to do. Try to clear things up with your wife, but you are done because you signed that contract, and in that contract it said, "Don't touch any vaginas on this team," and you did.
I'm weak.
And you did. And we already got these young basketball players. Amir, you lived this life. Your brother was in his teens and early 20s. Amir, they have special classes for these young men. How they teach them, Ms. Migo, how to behave, how to work out their finances. These young basketball players, they need help. They get this tremendous amount of money and they lose their minds. So I got a coach that's in the locker room smashing everything that's moving. When I'm trying to deal with these young basketball players who, at the age of 30, are broke and smoking crack and trying to get crack at a gas station. But he's going to sit there and strut his horny ass onto my floor to coach? What are you coaching? Who's listening to you? It's just like the same thing with the other Derek Fisher, who started messing around with the other girl, the wife of I can't remember his name. The guy that used to play with the Warriors. You can't do that, bro. Yes, you're done for 1 year because I don't want mothers against anything.
So what? In 1 year, they're just gonna say if he should come back or not?
Yeah, you can come back in a year, bro.
What if they don't ask him to come back? What if they fire
that's their
him
problem.
after-
That's what I'm doing. Amir's doing 50 games. Harvey's doing 1 year suspension. Miko is just come back tomorrow. It's good.
Let's get this
Cindy
money.
is gonna fine him $150,000 and keep it pushing.
Yeah. Because technically, to the
And then
other
after Cindy, Amir, we're gonna give you the last word, and then we're done.
to the other listeners' point that were in the chat room,
What
I
were
forget
they
their
saying?
name, who were talking about because technically he's not married. I can understand an organization feeling like, listen, like you're married, you can't be doing this. Technically, he's not married, so it's like, could you really hold him up to that same standard of that level of quote unquote cheating?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're just engaged. Technically, you're still just boyfriend and girlfriend.
They're playing house,
Who
but
They
it's
knows
good
common
bad
law
for
married.
them.
They've been together 10
they're
years.
domestic partners.
Yeah, well,
that's
you
what
don't-
they are.
Yeah.
But in your clause, you'd have to get down to the nitty gritty. But it looks like he doesn't want to really fight this.
He
You know
can't
what I'm
fight it
saying?
because he will never work in the NBA
I
again.
mean, technically, he could fight it if he wanted to.
I mean, yeah, he
I
could
mean, if
fight
he wanted
it.
to get into a personal, like if Amir said, like, look, me and Nia's, what if him and Nia Long have been separated
Right.
for all this time?
You're right.
And he, developed a relationship with somebody, and that's really what it is, and nobody really knows what's going
Well,
on
he
because
shoulda-
they're not. So exactly, he could fight it. He
Well-
could get into
well-
the nitty gritty,
well, as
but
a
he's
grown-
not
as a
because
gro-
he doesn't want to do that,
Well-
which is respectable. But I mean, come on.
Well, as a grown-ass man, when the relationship is over, let everybody know it's over with, and I'm messing with Karen or whoever it is, and that's it.
'Cause you know
And
it's a
then-
Karen.
And then move on. And then move on. He was too lazy. So, Amir, you got the last word.
Well, I think, and I'm glad that you guys brought this up today because, as always, we have to have these kinds of conversations, amongst ourselves, just so we can, hear different perspectives. Like I said, I hope that, this thing obviously gets resolved. I feel bad, for all the parties involved because I think that, like I said, there's something deeper here that, to the points that were just made, we'll never understand unless, they decide to come out and share. For the coach, like I said, and the Boston Celtics organization will have to see how this plays out for their team this year because, again, they went to the chip. You don't want to go to the chip and then have your organization fall apart the following year, especially because you have two great young players in Tatum and in Brown, so they still need that, leadership and that, To the coach, hey, bro, you got to, like you said, do better. And, to Nia Long, like you said, one of our long-reigning black queens, especially from the entertainment industry, I hope that this isn't as crazy for her as it appears to be for all of us because, Senny hit the nail on the head. Black Twitter, regular Twitter, every application you could think of is going crazy over this. And I always just say this because I always think it's funny. Y'all don't have better things to do with your lives. Don't y'all have your own problems that y'all need to be involved with? Nia Long's gonna be all right, and the coach is gonna be all right. He's the coach in the in the NBA, and she's a bona fide superstar or a bona fide star, and has been for years. So we need to get our lives together. They're gonna be fine.
And you're absolutely right. But it's really weird.
Dang, Amir,
that,
we got a show to do.
Let's clap for Amir.
How are we
Amir,
gonna
God
do
bless
our show if these celebrities don't have problems?
God bless you, Amir. Thank you. But you know what's fascinating about this whole situation? Two men have Amir and myself have really took it to a whole nother level with our viewpoints on suspension of this coach of the Boston Celtics. And the two women, especially Cindy, who paints a picture of men sometimes of being, not faithful. They got to act right and do right. For a moment, Cindy J has a soft heart. I thought this would be an easy one for the young lady.
I'm trying to give the man the benefit of the
And
doubt.
I would think she
it
would
was
say something.
Amir Sealy who put that in my mind.
But Cindy, this was your moment to kick a man when he's down.
Yep.
And you reframed. What's wrong?
I'm numb to it now. in my 30, now it's gonna be 36 years of life. The men have beaten down my mental.
Let's clap.
Like, hey, maybe it is
So
us.
funny.
They beat your mental?
Maybe it is us.
Maybe it is us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. Just let the men. They're gonna do what they do, and these women are gonna be with them. So I just
Exactly. So
Who
let's
knows?
clap for that. Cindy, you really
Shout
done
out to
that? You done?
Cindy.
my mental is. I'm beaten down and bad.
Look, Cindy, what I said last night at the second place, I was young vagina. What did Harvey do? I ran out of there.
He ran.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna party.
Gotta run.
And that's what
I
you're supposed to
wanna
do.
run, too.
You gotta run. You gotta run from that. He
gotta
should have
run.
ran. He didn't. He should have ran home. He didn't. Everybody has made mistakes. I get it. The cheating. I get it. I understand that. But this is too much. This guy, man, it was. And then your dumb ass gets suspended a week or two before the season. What are you gonna do now, bro? You better move out. Do they live together? Oh man, you a hot mess. You're not even the coach no more. They done took the private car away from you. You can't fly on the plane no more. You can't even. They took your access card away from the stadium. You a dummy.
Dang, Nia's probably like, so I can't even go to the games.
Can't even go to. Yeah, she can't go to the games. And your 10-year-old daughter or son crying now. They watching you on TV. Your 10-year-old son on Black Twitter. All right.
Yeah, so we have that with that.
How does Mia Long look now? I haven't seen her in a minute.
She looked the same.
Let me
the
see,
same.
man, because
She
she's a
ain't
hot,
aged.
she's a
Let me pull her up.
baddie, man.
She's the same.
Yo.
And she's so humble and quiet.
What did she say
and
about all this?
She just worked.
She said nothing.
She said nothing. They did say that she put up a if I could find it, she has
still
like
beautiful.
some ominous post that she put up. It's like a video talking about when some leave the light and walk into the darkness or something like that. So go to Nia Long's Instagram.
They always
and-
got those prolific posts when they
Yeah,
go
she
down.
has just like a really prolific, just a real,
Oh, man, she is.
you know,
Fine,
she just has like an ominous post that she has up there.
Sure.
So-
With
That's
oh
him,
my
right?
God.
That's him, right? Look at this. That's him?
Yeah.
He's cute.
Yeah, he's fine, too.
Yeah, they're both a
Both
good
are
looking
fine, Sean.
couple.
Okay.
So
What do you mean pause on Sean? Fine, Sean. Yeah, she was serious, too. She's like, pause on Sean. Fine, Sean. Oh, you trying to save me for myself?
Oh yeah.
after things that are going on.
Yeah, he's a very attractive man.
Yeah, he
Right.
is.
I can say that. Listen, yo, bro, you played. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Now, Mia, you got a smash pass.
Yeah. No, she's not gonna do a smash pass.
If you was in that situation, would you give yourself a smash pass, Cindy? If you was Mia Long?
Look at her. This was in August.
No, I don't know what Nia Long is
Yo.
gonna
She's
do.
beautiful.
She's beautiful.
She's simply beautiful.
Miss Miko, if you was in the Mia Long, if you were Mia Long and your husband was an NBA basketball coach and he sit there and smash two of the,
Two?
he probably went through two. We give him one, but he probably did two. He's a man and I'm a man and I know how we get down.
Nah,
when we fall into
he may get one
bottomless.
off. I'm not letting him get two off. Nah.
Okay, say just one. All right, say he did isolated instance the first time he did it. Are you forgiving him? And you're not married. You've been together 10 years.
Yeah.
You feel Cindy, are you forgiving? Cindy, since you've been, in this charitable spirit right now with men, since you're only going to fine them $150,000 and continue to let them play coach. Cindy, if you was me alone, if you was in that position, and this is the first time offense, you going to give him a pass on this one?
I don't. No,
Cindy,
I don't
yes
think.
or no? You're gonna give him a pass?
No, I don't think I'm gonna give him a pass. I'm not, because I'm not gonna stand for that. Because it's like, for me, like I can understand why women do it, but for me, because again, like we have to rebuild that trust and I can't get that trust back. So for me, I'm just gonna respectfully decline. But no hard feelings or whatever. Like, you cool, bro.
Cindy,
come over and get your kid. Like,
Cindy, ask me.
I'm about to be outside.
Cindy, ask me if my wife would. Ask me if my wife smashed the. If my wife was the coach of the Boston Celtics and she smashed two of the players or somebody in the administration. Ask me if it's a one-time incident. Will I forgive my wife? Could you ask
Shawn,
me that
would you forgive your wife if she cheated with a staffer within the organization, and she smashed them? Yes, repeatedly. It's been going on for like a year. Would you want to smash back? Was that the question?
No, will I forgive her?
Oh yeah, would you forgive her? Would you stay with her?
Cindy J, I will say this on the show right now, Miss Migo. I would forgive my wife. If it's a first-time incident, we can work through that. And I'm the type, when I forgive, I'm not going to bring it up like some of you women. Your women be bringing up when y'all forgive and try to move on. You can't move on because you keep bringing it up over and over and over again. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that would be
If I forgive, it's done. We all move on. Ladies,
I know, we already talked about that. I don't forgive. I don't forgive. You're just not even a factor to me to even think about forgiveness. It's just, you're gone.
Well, that's why I respect the fact that you would make that decision to disconnect the relationship. Yeah. I'm the type, if this happens to me and I make a
camera on Harvey's house?
Oh.
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's
oh,
not.
It's not?
Camera
okay.
3's on us.
My bad. No,
yeah,
okay.
Camera 3's on us.
Okay, my bad. No,
See,
but
I'm the type.
Yeah.
If I'm going to forgive you, I'm going to forgive you, and I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up 2 years later, 4 years later, even 6 months, even if it's brand new.
I don't know how to do that, because the first argument, I'm bringing it up. It could be about you putting up the toilet seat. I'm going to be like, you see, you probably didn't do that at her house.
Damn, Cindy.
I'm sorry.
Well, at least you know yourself, but damn.
Or the minute you're like, oh, remember when we saw that movie? And I'm like, no, wrong girl. Like, I can't. I'm sorry.
Miss Miko.
Maybe the Lord has more work to do with me. But the way I'm set up, we just gonna have to let it go, baby. Because every time you call me,
damn,
I'm gonna say so.
Damn, that's torture for you. Miss Miko, will you, do you have a forgiving heart? I mean, we talked about this before, but just in this situation, would you,
this situation,
it's a one-time shot.
It's a one-off. Yes.
How do we? But that's the thing. How do I know that this is a one-off? This is just the one I found out about.
Yeah,
bro.
but you can't. You gotta. You
So
gotta.
my mind,
you just gotta go.
You gotta, Cindy.
Y'all got some faith.
No, Cindy.
If faith were a mustard seed.
No, Cindy J.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Cindy J. You gotta bundle them all up in one forgiveness.
No,
it's a bundle pack.
No, never.
So
I cannot. I cannot.
Ms. Miko, you're not gonna. If you forgive, you forgive. You're not bringing it up no more.
No.
There you go.
I'm gonna get everything out, and that's it, and we move on.
Because I know you alive.
With this situation,
I'm gonna forgive.
Yeah.
And I got my own money too. Like, I can understand, like, if I wasn't, banking it. But if I'm banking it, hell no. Hell.
I was on her Facebook page. She haven't posted. I wonder if she took his pictures down. The last pic she had of him was back in May.
I would really
her
like
Instagram page.
I would really like the bloggers to follow up with this story. Watch her Insta. Watch her left hand. See if that engagement ring come off. I just need to know more about this, because I need to know how our queen is going to move forward, because I think it'll really set the tone for her, for the rest of the black women
on Earth. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think it'll set the trend on what we should do.
Well, black women.
But I mean, Beyonce forgave. Look at her.
She sure
her
did.
and Jay-Z keeping on, making music about it, profiting off it.
That's
ain't
right.
saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it can
women,
be done. And he was doing it repeat. Jay was doing Jay-Z was dogging out Beyonce.
Yeah, he was.
Who can do that? So, you know, Halle Berry's getting cheated
Vanetta
on
made
all these women.
a good point. She said she may have found out before we did. Maybe she already knew, and it's just coming out.
Yeah, that's true. And she's looking at him like, you idiot. Look at you.
Told you, stupid ass.
That's what happens.
Right.
Now you lose everything.
Now let's go to IHOP. Now what's the next? Let's move
They
on.
want you to talk. You know what they want you to talk about, right?
What?
They over here. Listen, I am not wasting my time doing a story about Will Smith being bisexual.
Came out as bisexual.
It has been a constant rumor that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have an open marriage, that he be fooling around with guys.
And he likes boys.
She be fooling around with women and men. Like, I'm not reporting on that. That's just, it's been going on for years. And what does that do for anyone?
What else you got?
My story that I'm talking about right now is actually Kanye West. It's trending right now. Everybody knows that famous quote, "Sway, you ain't got the answers." That was a famous quote that Kanye West had said during a conversation that him and Sway were having regarding him starting his own clothing line. You know, basically Kanye was talking about how he always had to get his approval and collaborate with all these this was about like 10 years ago, to get all these big name brands, you know, to produce his line. And Sway was like, listen, you know, why don't you just take the time and put your money into putting out your own clothing line. And Kanye said, how, Sway? How, Sway? You ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. And so that's been trending for like 20 years. People still use that. But he said if he had a time machine, he'd probably take heed to the advice Sway gave him almost 10 years ago. As we all know, Kanye West has spent most of September calling out Adidas and Gap for allegedly going against the terms of their business deal. According to the rapper, he recently ended his partnership with Gap, which was reportedly meant to last until 2030. In addition to Gap, Kanye has also aired out Adidas, who he first partnered with in 2013 to help produce and sell his Yeezy line for ongoing grievances he has had with the company. He said, it's time for me to go alone. I made the company's money. The company's made me money. We created ideas that will change apparel forever, like the round jacket, the foam runner, the slides that have changed the shoe industry. Now it's time for Ye to make the new industry. No more companies standing in between me and the audience. Basically meaning that he's going to be selling Yeezy merchandise directly to consumer.
Shout out to Ye.
Yes. And during a recent interview, Kanye was asked, because Kanye just recently did an interview, I believe it was with ABC, and I forget what the reporter's name, but he was asked, you know, he apologized to Kim. He was talking about co-parenting, things like that. And the reporter asked him, she said, if he now thinks Sway was right all these years later for telling him to do it on your own. And he replied, he said, you know what? I will go ahead and say Sway did have the answer. And then since then, Sway has become a trending topic online and social media as users weigh in on the options. And I mean, at the same time, that interview, you know, if you go back and watch it, I think they were both saying the same thing. They both had the right idea. It just needed to be done at different times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was good that Kanye did partner up with these companies because it put it on the global, you know, mainstream. Because he was able to get the attention that maybe because. And I can understand Kanye's frustration at the time because he's like, look, I'm making all this money. You know, Kanye always thinks he's bigger. You know, his mind is so grandiose, you know. He has such a big ego. But, you know, he's saying, I have the money. I'm out here trying to put out merchandise. And it's not getting, he wanted it to be where it is now, like immediately. And I guess people were like stopping him too because, you know, they figure he's just a rapper. What does he know about clothes? Because, you know, Kanye, he just wanted it to be boom and out right now. And Sway, who said, look, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't lose 13 million like you did, but I have had experience making a clothing line. And then I have to find the interview because remember when Kanye said, what clothing line, bro? We don't know. What is your clothing line's name? Like, he was really coming at Sway in that interview. But again, Sway was right. But now that, Kanye has he needed that global push because now people know the brand.
Right.
And now people, when he does do direct to consumer, of course, it's going to sell out. So they were both right. It was just timing and everything like that.
You know what? I think that Kanye
But I'm glad that he humbled himself and said Sway did have the answer.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was and this is
But
what we talk about.
to
This is what we talk about in the African American community, some camaraderie and something just, folks that are just saying, you know what? Yeah, you were right back then. But Cindy, you're right. They're both right. Adidas got them on the global market. Okay, there was a price to pay for that. Okay, there's a price to pay for being on this Adidas, platform. Now he could branch off and do whatever he wants. And listen, strange behavior, very, very, very narcissistic.
I have a love-hate relationship with Kanye.
We all do.
Because I just wish he would. I just
get it together.
I get it because it's really the power of the mind. Because like I don't know if anybody's ever seen that Netflix documentary. Like I really believe Kanye got himself really to where he is by the power of his mind and how he feels about himself. But you need to rein it in a little bit.
No.
You know what I mean? And
That's his greatness.
He needs to learn how to control that, I think, though, because I think he would get farther faster if he wasn't so manic at times because he likes to just say whatever, and when you're on a grand stage like that and when you're trying to work with numerous different types of people, you have to have some type of tact, and he has no tact.
Well, say that let the Boston Celtics coach get that manic. Go ahead, Cindy. What else?
Okay, yes, and then
and you're right. Will Smith being gay, bisexual, that's so old news, guy. I mean, come on.
Come on, y'all admitted to it. He didn't admit it before, and now he's talking about it.
Where is he talking about it?
Yeah.
Where is he talking? He's done an interview where he said, I'm bisexual.
Or is it getting to a point where he can't apologize that Chris is not accepting his apology and he's reaching? That's enough.
Like, come
we
on.
know this already, guys. It's no big deal. Okay, what else, Cindy?
Is that really surprising to you that he's bisexual? If it is?
Exactly.
Is it really? Is it?
Why would it be? He's a freak. She's a freak. They do all type of weird things.
Him and Jada, they've constantly talked about their sex lives.
Yes. What else you got, Cindy? Because I don't want to go into it. We go into that and then we get shut down.
Babylonians doing Babylonian things, okay? I wish my black people would come together because
Ms. Miko, we're going to get your segment, then we're going to get out of here.
Yes, I'm going to make this real quick. The DOJ is charging 47 people with stealing $250 million from a pandemic food program for kids. The Justice Department has unveiled criminal charges against 47 defendants who allegedly cheated the government out of $250 million that was supposed to be used to feed needy kids in Minnesota during the pandemic. The DOJ alleges this is the largest pandemic relief fraud scheme charge to date. The indictments announced involve 6 groups, all connected to the group Feeding Our Future, which is a Minnesota nonprofit. Over a short period of time, these 47 defendants engaged in a brazen scheme of staggering proportions, said U.S. Attorney. The defendant, Amy Bach of Apple Valley, Minnesota, was the mastermind behind the plot.
Not Amy Bach.
Amy Bach. She is the founder and executive director of Feeding Our Future, which actually did serve federally funded meals to underserved kids. Did it? According to the DOJ, Bach recruited other individuals to create fake sites and falsely claim they were feeding needy children under her group's sponsorship. So basically, somebody at the DOJ, because I follow this a little bit down the rabbit hole, what they were doing is she created this nonprofit. And you know how, like, when no kids were in school, people were giving out meals.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mostly these are run by the schools, the education departments. They'll get this extra money from the government and it'll be dispersed through educational programs, daycares, maybe a sports program or two. Right. What these people did is, because of the loopholes that through the pandemic, they were approving all different types of stuff. They were approved to give out these meals. They weren't an educational place or anything like that. They were just a regular nonprofit. So these people were saying, the one person at the DOJ was like, this one location in Minnesota said that they were giving out 2,500 meals per day to all of these children, and no child ever missed a day or anything, because they were even using a name generator to make up children's names.
Oh my God.
To put on these forms, because you have to report all of this. So that's exactly what they were doing and then it gets even more. The owner, Amy Bach, when the DOJ was like, nah, like when she was opening numerous sites, they started slowing her down to be like, okay, like, you just got $2 million for this one. They were getting suspicious. This lady is going to file a lawsuit. She's going to file a lawsuit against the DOJ to say that her sites are legit and they need to be giving her this money. If that is not the most Babylonian thing you can do. They said that Feeding Our Future went from receiving and dispersing approximately $3.4 million in federal funds in 2019 to nearly $200 million in 2021. The defendants used the proceeds of their fraudulent scheme for luxury vehicles, to fund international travel, to buy residential and commercial real estate in Minnesota, Ohio, Kentucky, Kenya, Africa, and Turkey.
Period.
Look, and they talking about Jamal and them with this PPP loan getting their little $20,000, and y'all having Karens to this day.
Yeah, millions.
$250 million from the government, and y'all talking about student loans and what tax dollars are going to. This is what our tax dollars were going to for them to buy a house in Turkey.
Right.
I'm just done. And then y'all sending me all this mail about vote in November. Like, get out of my face, America. I am so done with America. I'm done.
Calm down.
I'm done.
First of all, calm down.
I'm done, Sean.
Calm down.
I cannot.
Calm down.
I want $250 million.
Yo, calm down. Well, then apply for the PPP.
Yup. It was a good time.
Now, you should. That's when you shouldn't have been American. Now,
ridiculous.
Now the whole thing is this, and we're going to finish off. Pause with Ms. Nico.
Y'all antennas should have been raised when you gave her the first million.
Listen, to the Babylonian. What's her name again?
Amy Bach.
Amy Bach.
Of Apple Valley, Minnesota.
Apple Valley, Minnesota. I applaud you. I do. I applaud you. You infiltrated the government. You got all these millions of dollars, and your greed took over. And that's the type of person you are. And you so pathetic that you filed a lawsuit against the people that were giving you the money that you were stealing from anyway.
Who does that?
Let's clap for that.
The audacity.
Who
the
does
audacity.
that? Right. So,
she has that
so
Kanye
I applaud
West.
you for that. I applaud you for that. Now you need to spend about 20 years in jail. You generated names of kids. You're just making up-ish to qualify for more money.
That is crazy.
And you now you're taking this money and you have property investments. No, miss. You seriously, this Karen, yes, this is a typical Karen. You have to face the music. You have to do Fed time. You are a criminal. 20 years in jail.
Did the kids eat? Did any kids eat in Apple Valley, Minnesota?
She moved out of Apple Valley, Minnesota, and moved to Chicago and got this money. She actually part owner of the Boston Celtics.
She got right.
Do we give Jamal and them the $20,000 pass?
Let them keep the $20,000.
No.
They need to come up.
No. Jamal
He's
and them.
gonna start a business.
No. Jamal and them. They done sobered up.
They done already spent that on Louis V bags.
They done got the Louis bags and they've been high for the last year. Your ass is gonna get locked up too. Will you and Amy Bank and all of y'all could be friends together in PPP land?
Leave Jamal and them alone.
No, they all get
Leave
it.
them their little 20, 25K.
Let's Cindy, God bless you.
Yes, Miss Miko. I really want to hear her segment
Okay,
today.
everybody, let's hit up to let's go to Miss Miss Miko. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. That was just crazy.
Girl.
When you caught
Yeah.
up in the morning buzz, put a number 1 in the chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number 2 if you're not. Thank you. God bless.
Princess says she gonna win the lawsuit too.
Listen, I will be following this story closely.
Yeah, we have to. This is strange, man. Babylon, Karen Unleash. You sue the people that you're stealing from. I never heard of that. I never heard of that.
I was like, girl, when I read that, I was like,
You filed a lawsuit.
I filed a lawsuit to say, give me this money.
Yeah. You just and say in the lawsuit, I'm stealing from you. I need more money.
I need more money.
Okay, okay, Ms. Miko.
All right, y'all. Now this one don't make any
No,
sense.
what's the segment name?
Oh, the name of the segments is Silly Crime That Will Cost You Time.
Silly crime that'll cost you time. Go ahead.
Yes. So this one, to me, don't make any sense. A 24-year-old substitute teacher was arrested after offering students $5 each to bully their classmate. According to People magazine, Adriana Smith was a physical education substitute teacher at North Cottle Elementary School in Cottle Parish, Louisiana, when she got upset at one of her students for snitching on her to the vice principal. Smith believed that the female student told the vice principal that she had left work early the day before. So in retaliation, she offered to give students $5 each to bully and tackle the poor girl while in gym class. This was out of retaliation, said the sheriff's office. The suspect was upset and thought the student had told the vice principal that she had left work early the day before. Whether or not the student did or did not know, I don't know, but that's what the motive was. 3 out of the 5 students were able to actually touch the student. Authorities say Smith didn't ultimately pay the children, but did report the incident to the school or check to see if the student was okay. The sheriff's office alleged the video showed Smith speaking to the students and appeared to congratulate them who participated in the battery. She high-fived them.
Oh my
The
God.
female victim went home and told her parents about the incident, who then alerted the school. The school called the sheriff's department, and Smith was arrested on 5 counts of contributing to delinquency of juveniles and malice in the office. She is currently on bond on $10,000 bail. So she is locked up. Her bail's $10,000 because you didn't even pay these kids. You didn't even pay the kids the $5. You gave them high fives.
You wanted to at least pay them?
Pay the kids.
Right. It makes total sense to me.
All that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who's worse, this young lady or Amy Bach. I don't know.
That's
like, what is the world coming
crazy.
to? Pay these kids the $5.
Give them they $5.
Wait, no, don't give them the $5. We're not promoting.
Yes, we are. We are promoting violence.
$5.
I think it's a good scheme. It just went wrong. It went terribly wrong. No, you shouldn't give a kid $5 beat another kid up. No, bully a kid. Of course not. But you can't knock this. You can't. Let me see. You can't knock this woman for being ambitious.
And she needs to apologize.
It's a soul sister.
Oh my God, that makes it even worse.
Man.
It's a soul sister. Girl, what is going? Well, now it makes sense that she wouldn't pay him.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. That's wrong.
That's on par.
That's actually a racist comment that you just made.
Put it on the thingy.
Where?
Just put it.
Sean, we're on Harvey's house.
Oh.
That's messed up.
Yeah, young lady, this is a federal crime. You're stupid. You're very stupid. You're a very stupid young black woman. God bless you. You got to go to jail. What would in your mind think that you was going to give some kids $5 each to bully another kid? Like, you shouldn't be around children, bro. Do you have kids? Somebody should give another kid $10 to bully your kids.
She don't. These young girls today don't got no kids.
But my whole thing is, I
They
kind of
don't.
like the idea. But if you flip it, like, I mean, have an incentive for these kids to learn, or give them $5 to learn faster. Kids might do that, but this is criminal, young lady.
She needed to do it off school. Look, $5 after school. Go chase this girl.
And who dropped the dime on you?
The parents of
The
the girl
parent
that got beat
that got
up.
beat up.
Should have broke her off too. Should have put the fear of God in her. Be like, and if you tell anybody about this, you're going to get it again and
Oh, my
again
God.
and again.
Oh, man.
Because then you
But
just...
but Cindy, we hear these stories before we get out of here. We hear these countless stories all the time that these kids be cursing these teachers out.
But this wasn't that. And she don't even know she really did it. And, girl, you left school early. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, like this was like a caper that was just terribly gone wrong.
Stupid.
You're very stupid. Let's clap for that.
Silly
I'm gonna give
crime
you-
that will cost you time.
I'm gonna give you a year suspension, just like the basketball coach.
No, you're fired. You can't be
Yeah,
in
you're
school.
fired. You can't work with no kids no more.
You can't work.
And,
It's a
and
dub.
you
You're
get a
out of
year-
the school district.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna get a year of you can't go back to school for a year, and then you get a lifetime suspension from being being around any kids anywhere in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No.
That's
All
all
right,
I
got
got.
put a number one chat room.
It's
Put a
been
pause on
real.
that. Put a number one in the chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number two if you didn't. God bless you guys. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to do one of Miss Miko numbers. Yesterday after the show, Cindy, Miss Miko goes, going home, going to sleep.
Yeah. We all need a nap after this show. It's very draining. If you don't know.
It really is. It really
It is. It
and
is.
and let's recap. Shout out to the coach of the Boston Celtics that lost his job.
Not a shout out to him. No shout out to you.
You're done. And thank you so much, guys, for listening. We'll see you guys on Monday. Let's look at that third. No, right there, that middle camera right there, Miss Miko. That right there. That's right there. All right, guys, we are out of here. We see you guys Monday. God bless. Have a good. Oh
Later,
yeah.
guys.
Don't forget. Miss Miko's birthday bash.
What?
Ow.
It's
Next
gonna be lit.
Friday.
You
Next
heard it.
Friday.
You heard it here first.
Right here.
Right here, and it's
Live.
actually her birthday. We having
And
a
it is
party.
actually her birthday.
Come
Let's
on
clap.
down and hang out with us.
After party at the Indigo. Well,
You
that
already
night.
know.
Right.
After
And
that night.
then
That night. I'll be there.
October the 16th, we at the Iron Mule. The world famous DJ Talent's in the building. Talent and Friends, October the 16th.
Oh, that's gonna be a good
That's
one.
gonna be
I'll
really
be
good.
there.
So come on out. Let's have a good time. And then October the 27th, Cindy J's birthday, live broadcast for the podcast
And we on the road.
in New York City. Comedy in Harlem. Get your tickets now. My homegirl Annie Ann was at the show at Cecil. She's like, Shawn, I need a bunch of tickets. They are coming out. Everybody, get your tickets. Cindy J's Big Birthday Bash, live podcast taping, also comedy show, and after party with DJ Hot Sauce. Comedy in Harlem, 508 East 117th Street, New York City. Get your tickets now. Show sponsored by Comedy World Network. All right, guys, we are out of here. God bless. Yeah.
Bye.
God bless.